What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Pokey Office. My name is Colin, and the only thing that's in a bubble right now is this Bubble Mew, or these Bubble Mews. Because, to be honest with you, I'm kind of getting tired of all the takes that, like, Pokemon is in a bubble, and wait for MSRP, and wait till the Pokemon company prints more stuff. Have you seen, they just announced that Mega Evolutions is going to be delayed by a couple weeks in, like, Europe and other places. Like, you really think the Pokemon company is going to save the world by just printing everything into oblivion like everyone said? They're already doing it. I just don't understand the thought process behind the fact that Pokemon isn't printing enough. Pokemon company is in the business of making money. They see a huge demand for product. Why would they not print so much product as it sells out all over the place? Like, the more that they print, the more that sells, the more money that goes into their pocket. And I've watched the Danny Phantom video. It came out a couple weeks ago, and he's saying, like, there's no real deal in place for distributors and Pokemon Company. Pokemon Company sends the distributors product, and maybe on the reprint, Pokemon charges them more for the product than the first print. Like, there's no set in stone price that Pokemon is charging distribution, like, under wholesale price, and then distribution has to charge wholesale price. Like, that's not a thing. Pokemon is making so much cash right now. Pokemon is a cash cow, and they're licking their chops right now at the bit to just print more and more and more. And yeah, maybe they're like upset at the market because their players can't get enough cards, but I think behind the scenes, personally, they're just, oh yeah, this is the time to shine. We're gonna make billions. That's just my take. So I don't think Pokemon is in a bubble whatsoever. It's way different than COVID times, in my opinion. COVID times, everyone was stuck at home. Everyone had these dollars that were like free from the government, and they had nothing to do. Like, that's when Pokemon really started taking off. But then, do you remember 2023, 2024? It was kind of dead. You were buying booster boxes at 80 and 90 US dollars or $130 Canadian, and no one wanted them. You remember watching videos where these bigger YouTubers were buying products, like the distribution companies were wholesaling them, selling for $70, $75 a booster box just to get them off the books. And then 151 came out, and then all the rest of the stuff started happening, and then Surging Sparks, and then Prismatic Evolution, and then Destined Rivals. Like, there's just too much going on, and Pokemon has had literally almost a year. The hype really started like where you couldn't find product with Surging Sparks. That was October of 2024. And so they've had a year. All of this talk about Pokemon Company being like 9 to 12 months ahead of schedule in their printing process, well, they've known about this for a long time. They've had enough time to start printing. They have been printing. Like, you have to be absolutely blind, in my opinion. And this, I know this is a spicier video of mine, but you have to be blind if you don't see that Pokemon is printing more stuff. Like, there's the Costco stuff. There's the Sam's Club stuff. GameStop is getting more products. Walmart has had more Black Bolt and White Flare than any other product in the last year. Like, you don't even have to log on right away. You can literally, at least in Canada, you can log on to Walmart a day or two after release of the booster bundles and still buy booster bundles. They are available, but the price just continues to be high. It's like, I don't know what else to say. I don't think the price is coming down anytime soon. There's a ton of money in the Pokemon space right now. I'll probably make another video about this, but here's one of my takes. The money in Pokemon kind of stays in Pokemon. It's never like people just cash out. And I know people do cash out. I maybe said that wrong. But my point is, if I bought, well, I'll just tell you an example. I bought the Giratina V from Lost Origin in a Gem in 10. This was probably 18 months ago, and I paid 1,200 Canadian dollars for it. Now it's worth like $3,000. But more often than not, your average collector, average investor is going to either hold on to that thing, or they're going to take that $3,000 and go buy more stuff with the $3,000. It's not like you're going to take your initial investment back and then, ooh, I have my $1,200 back and now I only have $1,800 to put into the Pokemon hobby. Like, I just don't really think that happens very much, especially with collection. As you start to level up, you start playing bigger games. So if you're dealing with $20 and $50 cards, as those cards gain value, then you start dealing with the $50 to $100 cards. You just continue leveling up. Like, I didn't start by buying $1,200 cards. I didn't start by buying Gem Mint 10s. I started by just opening a couple packs and buying some cool cards that were $15 and $20 for the display case. Even as I'm vending, like, I'm just continually trying to ramp up and get some of those bigger cards. It's not like I'm starting just with thousands and thousands of dollars in my account and I'm buying all the Gem Mint 10s for my case. That's not the thing. I grew it over time, and through work and grinding and commitment and discipline, I am trying to level this display up for my vending table. So the money kind of stays in the hobby. The next thing I'm going to say about the Pokemon hobby right now is that, I mean, you've seen the hype and demand, but have you seen that video of Kevin O'Leary, one of the Shark Tank sharks, talking about cardboard and sports cards and all this stuff being an actual alternative asset for investment? Imagine if some of the people like that, some of the really big investors of the world, start treating cardboard, shiny cardboard, like a real investment. Imagine in a few years from now, there's like ETFs of monitoring the cardboard space or monitoring the collectibles space. Frick, I'd buy into that. Like, right? But I've already bought into it. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, the last thing I'm going to say, because I'm just kind of rambling at this point, but what is left to prove in the Pokemon space? Cardboard continues to go up. One Piece is doing well. Like, it's not even just Pokemon. Magic is doing insanely well. Magic can't print enough either. It doesn't feel like. Maybe they can. I don't follow it that closely, but like, every collectible scene is going bonkers right now. So I just don't really understand the wait until the prices drop. I mean, yeah, wait for MSRP. That's the thing. If you wait, I hear it lots and see it in the comments as I'm watching other people's videos. I have to be okay with missing out. Yeah, I guess. Like, and no harm, no foul. I don't look down on you for waiting, but you're never going to win big without taking some risk. You know, like, this is my philosophy. Maybe I'm way off base here, but this is my philosophy. I'm a risk taker, and I'm okay with losing some money in the Pokemon scene if it all goes busto. But I just don't think that's ever happening. Waiting until it reaches a new low, or waiting until the reprints, or always waiting, or being okay with missing out. Sure, being okay with missing out is a good philosophy, but you're never going to win big if you don't ever like get started. Like, that just seems like such a cop-out for so many people. I think it's kind of a trash mindset, to be honest with you. And you could probably justify it all you want to. So I don't think it's a trash mindset for everyone, but just to, I'm so used to buying at $80 and $90. I'm never buying these secondary market price. That's the new normal for Pokemon. It was about time, to be honest with you. Think about other inflation things that have happened over the last 5 to 10 years. Like, things have doubled. Why hasn't Pokemon doubled? Like, I'm fine with it. I just have no problem with it. And I just think that if you continue always having that mindset with life, where are you ever going to get? I'm just going to keep on waiting. Like, even in the housing market, I'm just going to wait till the housing market comes down a little bit because I think it's too high right now. And then even like people's income starts going up a little bit, and yet the housing market continues to climb as well. And then they never get into the house because 5 years later, they're still saying they're making 25% more money income and the housing market is up 25%. I know I'm just generalizing, but then they're like, I still need to wait for the housing market. I mean, if you would have bought 5 years ago, you would have already been in it for 5 years and had 5 years of mortgage payments going on to the principal and towards the interest. You know? I guess like the last argument that people make is that some people aren't going to be in the Pokemon space in 3 to 5 years, because at the end of the day, if you're buying a set like Destined Rivals or Paldea Evolve for $300 to $500 per booster box, I mean, 5 years from now, that's not going to make any difference. Scarlet and Violet is going to be super hot. The argument is that people, like most people in the collectibles space, join, and a year later they might not be in. So I guess, like, yeah, but that's not really investing anyways, you know? That's just trying to make a quick flip. Investing is like, it has the idea of a little bit more long-term than 6 months to me. So I just don't buy it. I don't think waiting is a good play. I mean, if you can't afford it, that's a whole nother issue, and I can respect that. But if you're just waiting because, yeah, I don't like secondary market prices, I mean, I think that's a loser mentality, to be honest with you. Hopefully I didn't offend too many people, but probably did. It doesn't make any difference. Let me know if you like the content, and leave me a comment. Let me know if you like the content and leave me a comment. I said that backwards. But I appreciate you watching, and I will see you again very soon. Peace!